Hello viewers, well here is my first hands-on of Forza Motorsport 4. As you can see here, my first hands-on, I was hoping it would be with the pad or the wheel, but actually it's with this new Microsoft wireless wheel, and I'll talk a bit about this in my next video. But actually an awful lot better than I was expecting it to be, and as I say, go through that in a bit. But here we are then, Forza Motorsport. So I'm holding the wheel up. You don't actually need to hold it up. You can have it, you can rest your arms, you can have it in any direction you want. It's mainly for the benefit of the camera that I'm holding the wheel there. But as I say, you can just rest your hands down on the table and as I say, move it around anywhere you want. I was actually having a chat with somebody while I was doing this. Unfortunately there's no in-game sound. The noise in the room when I was filming was impossible to record any sound from it, and I didn't have the cables necessary to get direct feed for you guys. But nevertheless, it's a good opportunity to get hands on the E3 build that was released a while ago, and I look forward to a lot more hands on in the weeks to come. There'll be another video following this as well where I have another drive. Now I was allowed 3 goes on it, and I thought, well, I'd take my time just to, well, I wasn't allowed 2 goes actually, but I thought I'd start one and then get onto a faster car. So here we go then. Turn the assists off, but I've left on the racing line braking zone, which you had to leave on because if you went to the next setting you had to go manual, and there was no way I was doing manual with that wheel. Let's not muck about there. So driving into the corner, journey of discovery with this wheel. Actually, suddenly I thought, wow, handles really well actually. The triggers on the back are just like using a controller, so it's just a feel straight away. And the game felt very different to Forza 3. Immediately, just the weight and wheel spin and everything else, I really liked the handling. Actually, no, I thought Forza Motorsport 3 was a lot of fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of fun playing Forza Motorsport 3. But as I've mentioned to you before, there was something to do with the handling that just didn't feel right for me, in the sense of, I don't know, just a tactile feel of the road and something to do with racing close with other cars. It just wasn't quite right. And this time, as I go really wide there, that was my first sort of major braking, wasn't it? And so I thought, right, I ignore the racing line. I'm not really used to using it. I think, as many of you know, I just turn off the assists and go for it. Also, I'm used to using manual gears, and that means that I can brake with the gears and I have a bit more control. So going back to automatic, sometimes not as easy as it looks. I should point out as well to you all that the view is a bit blue, unfortunately. I apologise for that. My camera developed a fault while I was recording in the last sort of week or so, and it's just sort of affected the hue slightly. But either way, we've got to look at Forza and enjoying it here. The car went a bit wide there, as you can see, needed a bit of opposite lock. You know, came out the power a little bit, tried, you know, just half of the throttle just to keep control, keep some wheel spin there, or keep the wheels spinning, should I say. So first lap, oh, I was looking for the view change button there and accidentally hit the rewind. No, we don't want that. That's it, crack on. So it feels quite good. You know, obviously there's no force feedback from that device, but I have to say, you know, if you're a casual gamer and you want a wheel and you don't want some big thing clogging up space, that is a lot of fun. And if there's a lot of people who can't play driving games with a pad, and that will help them. Right, onto the Ferrari then. So again, turn off traction control. Let's just see what it's all about. Let's not muck about. Let's really go for it rather than be conservative, because I like to go fast. And straight away I'm like, wow, back end is coming out there. I can really feel the wheel spin. There was a lot of power on this car, but it wasn't necessarily uncontrollable wheel spin. I felt there were some cars in Forza 3 that had just a little bit too much wheel spin. You think, oh, and there the Ferrari just span out. That was my fault. I just put too much power through, and I needed to come out a little bit sooner and be a bit more progressive. So moving from the Subaru to the Ferrari, again, you can see I slipped inside there. Again, that was, I just went on the power, and the car just immediately lost traction. So you've got to be really progressive. I get taken out by the Ford GT here, bang, and that's that. Oh well, I was like, AI, you know, what's he up to? So I thought, right, that's fine. Carrying on then, again, learning really the handling. You know, just how the grip's affecting the car. Felt pretty good. I liked what I was feeling. Pause now and have a chat with a guy, because I couldn't figure out how to change view on that. The actual start select buttons are actually part of the disc in the middle. They're actually sort of touchpad buttons, if you like. And then carried on again. So the next video you'll see me change view I was trying to figure it out, hence hitting the rewind button earlier. And you can see the Ferrari back end coming out there. I'm, really quite tough driving this car. I enjoyed it though. I liked the challenge, because it takes a couple of laps to get used to. And this is sort of one big long lap, so it's a good example, good starting point. Down the hill, I love this section. If any of you saw the video that we had from E3, fast through this section, it looked absolutely great. And again here, unfortunately, it's very blue. Unfortunately, that's just still down to the camera. But I remembered the video that we had before, so I knew I had to delay getting on the power. In fact, there was no sound off the TV that I could hear, so it would have been nice if I'd had some sound, just to know with the gears and everything else. It does help. Again, a bit more controlled on the power this time. I was being nice and progressive, waiting until I lined the car up before getting on the power. And this is good because you guys see me learn as I'm learning the course. You see me. This is what you do when you're doing hot lap challenges. Start off and fly off lots of corners, and then you string together one lap after another, and then eventually you start to put in some really good laps. Down the hill, really like this section, really fast, love the views. This is one section that looked fantastic with the 3-screen sort of link up. Hopefully one day we'll have something like that to display to you guys. I wasn't quite able to get the car where I wanted to. I would say I wouldn't necessarily blame the steering. I think the steering wheel's fine. I would feel more comfortable using a wheel or even a pad, especially a wheel these days, because obviously I use a wheel all the time, but because it gives you that feedback that you need. I feel that this wheel is probably great when you're a casual gamer and you're using traction control and everything, but when you turn off all the aids, it doesn't aid your driving in that sense, because you get no tactile feedback from anything that's happening, and that's one thing you need, is that tactile feedback. But there is a nice little rumble there which kind of helps, which is similar to using the pad. You see a bit of damage on the car, only a slight nudge. I would have thought I'd have been okay. Ferrari bumper didn't handle it too well. Fender. So up the hill again and down for this fast section. This is a section we all like. Lovely. I wasn't hanging around. Wanted to get past this guy. He's taking the racing line up. Give him a little nudge. There you go. So that was a first go. We've got another video to follow, but first it's an interview with the product manager, James Hilton, and more to come. Hello viewers, well today I've got my first hands on Forza Motorsport 4. I'm joined today by James Hilton, the product manager for Forza Motorsport in the UK. So James, talk to me about Forza Motorsport 4 for those who have never seen it before.
Okay, sure. Hopefully you've had a great hands-on experience in your first go. So Forza Motorsport 4 is basically building on the huge success of Forza Motorsport 3. Forza Motorsport 3 was the most kind of critically acclaimed and Metacritic rated game of this generation from a racing perspective. And what Turn 10 are trying to do with Forza Motorsport 4 is it's kind of built around probably 4 pillars really. One is from a graphical fidelity point of view, so you'll notice the graphics engine has been completely redesigned. It's now got amazing image-based lighting, so all of the footage that you've seen is in-game on the video behind us. And so they really want this to be the best looking game of 2011. Secondly, again, building on the success and what's really important to Turn 10 is the people have the ability to show their car passion. So we really want Forza Motorsport 4 to be somewhere where if you're into cars, you want to hang out and talk to your friends and play and race against them together. So community is really important, and there's new modes like Rivals mode where you can challenge your friends, as well as Car Club. So if you're members of Car Club, you can all share the cars in the garage and stuff, which is really cool. But obviously the biggest feature of that is the 16-player multiplayer over Xbox Live. So again, just increasing that massive audience to go racing together, which is kind of what it's all about. And then thirdly, it's kind of an additive thing to the experience. So for people that want to kind of play with Kinect as well, it has Kinect integration in terms of voice and using motion in terms of things like head tracking as you go into corners. There's a mode called Auto Vista Mode where you get stunning kind of cars in a showroom style environment where you can walk up to the car using your head and Kinect, turn around, reach out, open the door. I mean, again, just really bring those cars to life through the power of Kinect, which is something fantastic. And voice again is a huge part of Kinect and is important to Forza. So if you're down kind of tuning your car and you're way down in the menu and you want to go and race, you can literally just say go race, and rather than having to back up through all the menus, you'll just go straight into the race. So again, just kind of using Kinect where it makes sense to make it a kind of better experience, really.
Yeah, I mean, because Kinect is something that there was concerns that Kinect was just being bolted on because Microsoft had to have it in every game, and that it might not necessarily add it to the game. But you can assure users, of course, that Kinect is an addition, but you can play the game with or without Kinect.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Kinect is there for people that want to experience Kinect, whether that's from if that's a kind of family audience or friends and that kind of thing as well. It's not necessarily, you don't have to have it to play Forza 4, but if you do have it, it makes the game even more immersive, particularly if you're a car enthusiast looking around the cars and just being able to do the head tracking. So again, you can use things like the wireless racing wheel that we've got here, which is a fantastic thing. Again, you don't have to have the wireless racing wheel, you can just use a controller or any of the steering wheels that you've already got. So yeah, it's a better with, as in it just increases the experience.
Now, I've been testing the new Microsoft wireless wheel today. I've been very impressed with it so far, in fact, and I'll be talking a bit more about that later. We've got other wheels on the market. I suppose one of the key things is handling. Is it just Forza 3, or have they rewritten the handling? What kind of detail can you go into on that at this stage?
Probably the best question actually for Turn 10 in terms of the details, in terms of the handling and the physics engines and all the kind of tyre models and those guys use. So I know Dan's very much a better placed person to speak to me with that. But again, just in terms of evolving and making sure that Forza stays at the pinnacle of that racing genre, if you like, is Turn 10's ultimate goal. So
now, just as a gamer yourself, you've been playing a bit of it. Obviously, you've got some probably more extensive demos as well behind the scenes. We've seen Top Gear Test Track, look great. What have you enjoyed most, finally, so far about Forza Motorsport 4?
To me, I think it's actually just a kind of package of everything, and being able to decide how I want to play it when I want, based on what mood I'm on. So if I'm maybe in a bit of a kind of, I want to go racing, then I'm in a bit more of a serious mood, I can do that. If I'm kind of chilling out a little bit more, with a kid or something like that, then I can obviously use Kinect functionality. And it's just, I think, and the Top Gear thing, again, just changes the personality a little bit more, gives you something else to do. And Top Gear is a great partner to work with, and everyone knows what Top Gear stands for. So again, you can have some fun in that. So to me, it's actually a combination of all of those in one place.
Brilliant. Well, James, thank you very much for your time. So that was our first little look at Forza. It's a shame about the blue screen, and I wish I could have had an opportunity on new Fanatec wheels, but all of that will come, I'm sure. The next video is just me, now I've had a go with the Subaru, I've had a go with the Ferrari, I've learned the layout of the course, I've learned a bit of the feel, I put it a bit more through its paces, but that's on the next video, more to come soon.